welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Today we're going to cover a very exciting topic, which is gold jewelry. I teased this on my Instagram quite a while ago, and I'm finally sitting down and filming this video. We are going to cover everything that I know of gold jewelry. I'm going to give you guys my best shopping tips, and I'm also going to show you my current favorites collection, and we're going to talk about some of my favorite brands of the moment. If that sounds interesting, keep on watching. Of course, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we can jump right into it. If you prefer silver jewelry, and if silver is like the color of your choice and you like it on your skin tone, you are very lucky, because it's way more easy to source actual sterling silver jewelry. It is way more affordable. Silver is a precious metal, but is more affordable than gold. But today I'm going to talk about gold jewelry because I personally wear this color a little bit more often these days. I used to wear silver a lot more when I was younger, when I was a teenager, but now I feel like gold is my color. And also, shopping for gold jewelry can be intimidating. There is so much variety out there on the market, so I wanted to cover all of the things that I learned and give you guys some useful tips. The first thing I want to go over are the categories and main types of gold jewelry out there. These might not be the exact terms, and these might not be like the official categories of gold jewelry, but this is just how I'm going to structure the video, so it's going to be like easier to follow. If you think that I misused some term, please let me know in the comments down below. We are all here to learn, so thank you so much if you provide some additional information. So the first category, and the most straightforward one, would be your fine gold jewelry. What that means is basically the jewelry made of actual real gold. Within this category, you also have different prices depending on how much gold there is in the metal mixture. That's why you have different carats of gold. I'm not going to go deeper into this category because this is not going to be the main focus of today's video, just because this is the most expensive category. This is called fine jewelry for a reason. Now moving on to something more affordable, because I started with the most expensive, we are talking about your semi-precious jewelry. This is the term that I don't think it's actually like the correct term, but I don't know how else to call it. What that means is gold plated jewelry. It is jewelry that is made of a base cheaper metal that is later on coated and plated in gold. Now within this category, there are also differences, and there are also different price points in the amount of gold that you get, so the thickness of the plating, and also based on the base metal of your jewelry. So the cheapest would be your simple gold plated jewelry, where usually jewelers use very cheap metals like copper, and then they plate it with a very fine thin layer of gold, 18 or 14 karat depending. Obviously, because it is a very thin layer of gold that you get, this jewelry can tarnish quickly and have scratches very quickly, and also depending on the base metal underneath, it can be like bendy and lose its shape over time. Sometimes that's advantage, because sometimes jewelers use very soft metals for like bangles that are adjustable, or for rings that are adjustable. The second and a little bit better option would be gold vermeil, or vermeil, I don't know how you pronounce it, but basically that is silver jewelry, like 925 sterling silver jewelry that is coated plated with gold. You can find silver jewelry plated with gold that is more affordable than like simple gold plated, depending on the brand. But in my opinion, this category is kind of the best, because you're getting two precious metals together for a very good price. Another advantage of this jewelry is that underneath you have silver, so even if it tarnishes, it's not that ugly in my opinion, so you can wear it a little bit longer for sure. Then the third and the best option in my opinion would be your gold filled jewelry, and this is basically the same thing, just the layer of gold is a lot thicker. In Europe, sometimes it's not easy to find like a clear distinction between the two, because a lot of producers wouldn't write like how much gold they use. They would just write like the carats. They would write 18 or 14 karat plated gold, but they wouldn't actually tell you like, is it gold filled or is it just gold plated? So the best thing to do is to always ask and just check where you're buying, if it is gold plated or gold filled, if that's something important to you. Normally this is a little bit more expensive than simply gold plated, because yeah, you get a little bit more gold. So when it comes to my collection today, this is going to be the category of jewelry that I'm going to talk about. We're not going to talk about like fine jewelry, like the actual gold jewelry, because that's very, very different. Now, the last category, and I want to mention this category because I remember when I just started buying jewelry for myself when I was a teenager, it was very confusing for me. So we are talking about costume jewelry. Costume jewelry, probably you heard this term, used to be called, I think, fashion jewelry. Costume jewelry is basically jewelry that looks like gold, looks like silver, but it is not. It's made of very, very cheap metals and materials. Also, the gems used in this jewelry are usually very cheap. They're usually plastic or glass in best case scenario. So essentially, this is jewelry that has no actual like material value besides design and the work put into making it, and that's why it can be very, very, very affordable. You can find it in small shops that sell this like super cheap jewelry. You can find it in your H&M or Zara, and you can also find it in high-end designer stores and boutiques. So that's why I think it's important to mention that this costume jewelry category can cost a lot of money, but still doesn't worth pretty much anything. You are essentially just paying for design and the brand. So I thought this would be very good to mention, because obviously I would not suggest you to spend your money on costume jewelry, no matter the price and the brand, unless you are really young, you need something for a couple of occasions. And I'm also not saying that you should never own any costume jewelry. I still have a couple of pieces, and I'm going to tell you guys where I splurge and where I save. And I'm going to mention this one category of jewelry, like one item that I actually think it's okay to buy costume jewelry. Now let's go over my little shopping guide, and I'm just going to tell you guys how I personally spend on jewelry, like where I put the most and where I put the least. Starting from the rings, these are jewelry items that I actually like to spend a little bit more on, just because normally you're using your hands the most. Of course, the jewelry on your hands is going to touch so many different surfaces throughout the day, and it is going to tarnish the quickest. So that's why I prefer to have like the real jewelry when it comes to rings. It doesn't have to be a rule. It's not something that you have to do if you can't afford it, or if you just want to have some fashionable jewelry. But if you're looking into building like a long-lasting collection, I would say start with the rings when it comes to fine jewelry. So maybe get yourself some silver rings if you like silver, or just some like nice dainty gold rings. I can talk more about like the fine jewelry if you guys are interested. If you like this topic, let me know in the comments, and then we can talk more about like tips and how to source gold. And when it comes to the wrists, it's very similar to your fingers, but definitely you can wear gold plated. You can just take better care of that jewelry. Maybe if you're wearing gold plated jewelry on your wrists, do not stack too many items, just because you want to avoid like the jewelry rubbing off of each other and just like tarnishing and scratching each other. Then when it comes to necklaces, absolutely gold plated. This is gold plated and it just doesn't tarnish. It's on my neck, obviously, like you don't, I don't know, it just doesn't touch that many other things, so it won't tarnish that quickly. I also shower with these and they're pretty fine. If you want to prolong and if you want to take better care of your jewelry, just take it off when you shower and when you sleep, but nothing like major would happen if you shower a couple of times with your gold-plated jewelry. Then moving on to earrings. Earrings are by far the best place to save. So in my opinion, if you want to get yourself like statement earrings or just like something more trendy, unless you're allergic. So if you go for costume jewelry and you have issues, then look for better quality costume jewelry, because even in that category, there are definitely different qualities. So there is costume jewelry that sometimes they use, I believe it's rhodium, for the piece that goes into your ear. So it's because I think that metal is like hypoallergenic, so it doesn't cause people to react. So yeah, just look into that if you have issues with your ears reacting to like cheaper metals. So now that we covered all that, it's time for me to show you guys some of my favorite pieces. Let's talk about some brands. So starting with the things that I'm wearing right now, these are definitely my favorite earrings of the moment. These little studs, they are kind of like asymmetrical. So one is a little bit smaller and has these like 3 little gems, and then this one is a little bit larger. It's kind of like a longer studded earrings, so it looks like you have a lot more piercings. It covers a lot of your earlobe. I'm thinking if I should even draw your attention to this, but I think I have to mention I have quite like thick and large earlobes, so for me, I really like stud earrings like this that are a little bit larger, that cover a little bit more of my ear. Naturally, because I have a big earlobe, I don't really like those super small and dainty studs because they just get lost in my massive ear. So on this side, I also have this little cuff. This one is actually like a cartilage cuff, but again, because of my earlobe, I like to wear this one as like a faux piercing, so it's like a huggy, but it's not really. It's a let me take it off. But if you guys can see, it's actually for your cartilage, so it's kind of like a cuff for your cartilage. It has this really cute, small, dainty little stones in it, and it's gold plated as well. This one is from the brand called, I don't know exactly how to pronounce this brand because it's Spanish. Both of the brands that I'm wearing currently are Spanish brands, and the rhinestone earrings are from a brand called Paola. Also, this earring is kind of like multicolored, and that's what I loved about this collection. I love little rhinestones in different colors. Now from the same collection, I also got this beautiful initial necklace. So it has my initial, which is A, obviously, and it's gold plated as well. And it's also full of this little multicolored rhinestones. This other necklace I mentioned, it's like a gold chain that I got a while ago. I don't remember even, like I got it in like a local small jewelry shop. And the pendant that I'm wearing is from Miss Soma. It's very old. It's like a little dainty evil eye. I usually wear these 2 necklaces like most of the days just because it's very like neutral. If I switch up my outfits, I don't have to think about it. Like same goes with these earrings. So as I mentioned before, when it comes to rings, I don't really like to buy that much like gold-plated or fashionable jewelry. So the only ring that I have to show you guys today is, I don't know if you can see, but I'm going to put some close-ups. It has like uneven edges, so it looks quite like a rough. It's more square from the outside. I feel like it's perfect size and thickness to be worn like every day, but also it looks very nice as just like a statement ring. This one is also from Paola. I'm going to link all of the jewelry down below so you can go ahead and check it out. All of the items are still available. That's why I selected them. I didn't want to show you guys some of the pieces that I got like earlier and that they're probably not available right now. So all of the things are available. Since I mentioned a couple of items from Paola, I'm going to show you guys everything that I have from them. Another pair of earrings that I got from them are these really beautiful, kind of like, I don't know, more vintagey looking earrings. They are still quite like small and not too bold, but they are like interesting and fun enough to be worn like in the evenings. Yeah, I feel like these are perfect like evening earring. I wouldn't wear these during the day. I feel like they're a little bit too much for the daytime. Another pair of statement earrings from the same brand are these chain earring. These are very popular right now. I feel like a lot of brands make similar styles. I've seen them. I think even Tiffany has something similar. So yeah, this is very trendy right now. It's very like 90s. All the chains are back. All the bulky jewelry is back, which I really love. It reminds me of my childhood. And what I love about these is that you can kind of like customize them. So this bottom part is detachable, and then you can change the length. Like you can do like this, and then you have even longer earring, or you can change like the layout and just like move them around, or you can also wear one like this and the other one like a full chain earring, which can be very nice because then you get like that like asymmetrical look that can be very cool and chic. The only thing I need to mention is that these are quite heavy, so if you have very sensitive ears, maybe pass on these. They're really heavy. I don't know if I would wear them for like a long period of time, so I would probably wear them if I just go for like drinks or something that I know I don't have to like wear them for hours and hours, because yeah, they can be a little bit heavy. I guess they couldn't make them lighter. Maybe they could have, I don't know. Before I talk about the second brand, I just wanted to mention that amazing place to source jewelry for a really good price would definitely be Etsy, or those markets where you can find like smaller designers, indie brands. That is the best way to source very affordably gold-plated jewelry. A lot of small producers make their own jewelry. Even some jewelry shops, like fine jewelry shops, they would have their own collections of gold-plated jewelry. So don't overlook those stores. Go in there, ask and check, because that's like an amazing way to find good pieces for a little bit better price. Speaking of which, the second brand that I'm going to show you is a small brand founded by my friend. She is based in Switzerland currently, but all of her jewelry is designed and made here in Milan. She has a very distinct minimal but feminine style, which I absolutely love and adore, and I've been wearing her jewelry for the longest time ever. I think these are probably one of her first designs, and I have them for a long time, and they are by far my favorite hoops, just because they are so thin and simple, but still very different, very unique. They have very unique design to them, so it's not something that you would find at other like retailers. Sometimes like more bigger brands, they kind of like copy each other. They don't have such distinct design to them. So finding someone who is pouring their heart and soul into their work and just designing everything by themselves can be really nice, because you are going to have very unique pieces. So yeah, these are my favorite hoops. I wear this all the time. If you follow me on Instagram, you have seen these on like so many pictures, because I've been wearing them like non-stop. Whenever I want to wear hoops, I usually grab these, even though I have a lot more hoops in my collection. But yeah, these are just my favorites. I'm going to leave all of her contact information down below, her Instagram page, and just like where you can get her jewelry, so you can check it out. Another pair of earrings from her new collection are these super cute, dainty gold hoops with like a little pearl detail on them. They are so nice and such a cool way to kind of like modernize pearls. Pearls can be intimidating to a lot of people because I don't know, just like I feel like a lot of girls feel like they are aging them, but this is a great way to go, because they are like very modern, sleek and minimal, but still you have some feminine detail like pearls. Then this is probably my favorite collection of hers. These are just this gorgeous like huggy half hoops. They're very like chunky and noticeable, but they're still very minimal, and they're not like too bold if you don't like big earrings. So this is like the best way to go if you want something that's a little bit like more of a statement, but it's not like too big and too chunky. So you can go for something like this. It also gives me a lot of that like 90s vibe. It's something that I could see like my mom wearing during the 90s. And in this collection, I also have a bangle. They're very sturdy, heavy. They don't feel cheap at all. So yeah, definitely highly recommend these. I love the bangle, and this set is in rose gold. I don't know if the camera is picking it up, but it's rose gold, and I just think it's a gorgeous color for the summer. Now moving on to another brand, and this is probably my favorite discovery. I discovered this brand quite recently, and I got so many items in like a very short time. So I'm going to start with necklaces. This is probably my favorite necklace because it's super simple, it's very trendy, it's this like snake style chain, very 90s, something that I had as a kid. I had a lot of jewelry like this, like bracelets and necklaces in silver, because I was wearing silver. And the best thing about this brand, and I'm going to leave their name on the screen, I don't know how to read it. I think it's Aleyolé because it's a Spanish brand, but yeah. The best thing about this brand is that the jewelry is actually silver, so it is the sterling silver jewelry plated with, I believe, 14 karat gold or 18 karat gold. I'll check it. And another necklace is this gorgeous pendant necklace with like zodiac inspired like stars and moon pendant, and it has this bubble chain which is super cute, super dainty, and I just love this necklace. It is gorgeous item for the summer and like summer dresses. And the last necklace, and I think actually this might be my favorite, I changed my mind in a moment. It is this zodiac Capricorn necklace. I am Capricorn, and it has this thick chain, and it's just such a gorgeous statement piece. It is really nice, like paired with some like nice white blazer for going out, or like a dress or something. But yeah, I just love this necklace. I think it's so different. It also looks very, very expensive, but it was really affordable for such like a thick and chunky necklace. I mean, I don't know, maybe for someone this is not really chunky, but for me this is quite chunky. It's like one of the thickest necklaces I have at the moment. And moving on to the earrings from this brand, I also have these hoop earrings, which are a little bit more different. They have like 3 hoops, so they're very like interesting and more designer looking. They kind of like remind me of a little cage, and I just think that they're so beautiful. And they are small and minimal, but they're still like a statement earring because of the design. I think that they are just gorgeous. Again, like a really nice summer piece. The last pair of earrings, and probably like the most trendy item in this whole collection, are these hoops. These are very popular. So many brands make similar styles, but nonetheless I really like them, and it's okay to have some trendy items. They're nice size. I feel like they fit me quite well. When it comes to the size of the hoops, I think it's really important to just like understand what is your personal style and what would make you feel comfortable and what wouldn't. So just don't go for something that's too big if it's not really you, and if you're just going to feel weird, because hoops can be kind of like, you know, out there. So those would be all of the pieces that I wanted to show you in this video, and pieces that I keep wearing on rotation every day. I hope you enjoyed and found this informational or helpful. Let me know in the comments, what is your favorite like piece of jewelry? Do you like to kind of like collect jewelry over time as something that's bringing you memories, or do you just like collecting a lot of like fashionable trend jewelry and switch things up from season to season? Like, what are your habits and how do you approach shopping for jewelry? I would really like to hear that. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Also follow me on Instagram if you don't follow me over there. I love talking to you guys and getting to know you. Take care, and I will see you all in my next video.